Well, you join me today here in Chateluy in pretty much the centre of Paris. But in a minute, we're gonna get on this metro train over here and head over to the notorious borough of Saint Denis. This is one of the big multicultural boroughs of Paris with a very large North African population. So lots of Islamic culture. Let's get on this metro and check it out. So we've got one of these very exciting metros in Paris, which are 2 stories. You can see there's the upstairs over here. As well as the downstairs on the other side. So yeah, it's rather cool. But yeah, we're just going to take a seat here. And in fact, I'll just show you while I have the time. See, this is the upstairs. And down here, look, this is the downstairs. Wow, it's really cool. Let's go downstairs actually. Go right sort of parallel with the platform. It's rather fun. So there we go. So just a couple of stops and then we get off at Saint Denis. Let's go. So if you guys watched my previous video in Goutte d'Or, you'll know that some parts of Paris it's a bit dangerous to go with the camera. I got in a bit of trouble last time in Goutte d'Or. I'm a bit nervous about Saint Denis because it's a bit more out of town, but it's not that far away from Goutte d'Or, so I'm gonna have to play it by ear a bit. I don't want to be too, yeah, I don't want to get, don't have another incident where I almost get beaten up for filming the wrong thing. Okay, so we're about to arrive here in Saint Denis. Paris' most notorious suburb. Let's go. Right, what are our first impressions of Saint Denis? Let's have a look. Okay, well, here we go. What are your guys' first thoughts of Saint Denis? Certainly looks very interesting. I've just been greeted by this wall of graffiti around here. You can see it's a bit of an edgy, a bit sort of cool and hip, you know. Well, we've got the classic over here, some more guys selling cigarettes to tourists. Where's everyone getting all these cigarettes from? I just don't know, but yeah. Bonjour. It's so funny, the camera does tend to shut up a lot of the people who would otherwise be selling me cigarettes. They really don't like the camera for some reason. You see, we've got a tram stop here in Saint Denis as well. Okay. It's funny, I have a bit of a bad feeling about this place for some reason, I don't know why. So we're about to enter into Saint Denis Island, just over here. Part of Saint Denis is basically it's in this little island in the River Seine. A bit like, you know, Manhattan or something like that. So yeah, we're about to enter it here. Let me just cross the roads. Over here, this is where the island starts. So yeah, we've got our own space here. And over here you can just see it says jumelé avec Nabi Saleh, twinned with a town in Palestine called Nabi Saleh. Really interesting. I've got any Palestinian viewers? Is this like Nabi Saleh? Let me know. Right. Let's see if we can get a coffee here at the Bac de la Marie. Un espresso? Merci. So I've just been very kindly allowed to have a look inside this this little cafe over here. Again, a lot of Paris, you just get these really cool places where you can kind of do some lottery ticket stuff, and then also, merci. Oh, listen, pardon. Thought that one was for me, but it wasn't. And also you can come to a bar over here and just have a nice little espresso, which is very cool. So you can see I've got a nice little espresso here. Oh, merci. And again, glass of water. I was about to say, oh, it's a shame I didn't get a glass of water here, but caught me out. They did give me some water. Another thing that I really have to get used to in the sort of continental, sophisticated world, as opposed to the industrial anglophone world, the UK, that I'm used to, is when you go to a coffee shop, you'll have a coffee and then pay for it afterwards, like it's a restaurant. Meanwhile, in kind of the UK, and I'm sure in the US as well and stuff like that, in the kind of anglophone world, we're a bit more sort of rushed all the time. Like we like to pay for things before we have them. So it's very easy to kind of have a coffee and then kind of forget that you've paid for it. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Ça va?
C'est beau.
Ah, très bien, très bien. Merci. Well, there we go. Merci beaucoup. Au revoir. Extremely good value coffee there. I mean, that espresso was just off the charts nice. Like, you compare it to like an espresso you get in a Pret or a Cafe Nero or something like that, is so much nicer. And it costs literally €1.40. What an amazing, what amazing value. And this is France, which is hardly this is Paris, which is hardly a cheap city. Looks like this is the other side of the Ile de Saint Denis. We've reached the other side of the islands. Here's the other side of the Seine, presumably. You can see up here we've got some high-rise flats. God, it all looks very Soviet, doesn't it? Bonjour. Let's go check them out. Okay, well, we're just going to walk around some of the French blocks over here. See, the French really know how to make a big high-rise flat. Look at that! Wow, just the sort of modernist architecture here. See again some blocks over there, very impressive, and there are some huge ones just over here. Let's go check it out. Well, check it out. Over here, you can see we just got this enormous block of flats. They're just kind of, they're still building it by the looks of things, but they're just made this really remarkable circular structure that it sort of sits around, so it looks really, really cool. Very, I'm sorry to keep saying it, but it does look very Soviet. Let's have a look. It's really remarkable. Not what I was expecting to see here in Saint Denis, but yeah, these things often surprise you. Let's see, are we allowed in? Piéton. I don't know what that means, but hopefully it doesn't mean no vlogging. Let's just get round to this. Wow. Now this is cool. Look at this. Wow. This is just not what you'd expect to see in Western Europe. Feels like this should be in Romania or, Russia or something, but it's these enormous blocks. But the truth is, the French are pretty big on brutalist architecture. In fact, a lot of the sort of brutalist style that the Russians really went for in the Soviet Union was sort of inspired by architecture in the West, and in places like France and the UK with kind of the Bauhaus movement and the kind of postmodernists and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know too much about it, but yeah, France does it as well. These massive Soviet blocks, just absolutely extraordinary. Wow. You can see they've just got a little park here. Looks like it's still being built, but you can just go on the slides, go on the roundabout and stuff, and this is your background. God, what a cool place. I can't believe I found this. Wow, fascinating. But absolutely no one around. I mean, it's completely empty. So down here we've just got this basketball court. Looks like this might have seen better days, this basketball court. You see the one over there doesn't really work. I mean, the thing is, the hoop's been taken out, but that one's still in use by the looks of things. You can just see some graffiti. La Rotonde. Ah, okay, so that is what this is called. This this sort of apartment block. You can just see they've done a graffiti of it here, and it's called La Rotonde. I guess you'd say like the rotunda, the kind of the circle in English. But yeah, that's what it's called in French, I'm presuming. Okay, well, I've decided there's nothing for it but to check out the tram here in Saint Denis. So yeah, we're just here at the tram stop. Gonna get the next tram, see where it takes us. Okay, well, here we are on the notorious Saint Denis tram, watching the world go past. Let's travel on here for a bit and get off when it gets interesting. You can see over there, there's just an enormous abandoned block. Maybe it was like a block of flats back in the day, or maybe a factory or something.
Saint Denis.
Got a Caribbean shop over here. Wow, let's have a look inside. Oh, shots. Merci, monsieur, merci. A very kind man just showing me, oh wow, showing me how to get in. So the Magasin Carabay. Wow, this is really cool. Look, I've just stumbled upon over here. All this stuff, wow. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun here. Let's have a look at this Caribbean shop first of all. Look at all the weird fruit you can buy here. Wow. Never seen one of those before. Don't know what that is. Some Guinness. For some reason, I think Guinness is quite big in the Caribbean for some reason. Here we've got some sugarcane juice. Smells very strongly of fish, I'm not gonna lie. It isn't particularly pleasant. You can buy some frozen fish here if you wish. Well, do you guys want to see what's down this rather dodgy elevator? I know I certainly do. Yeah, let's go and check it out. It looks really quite extraordinary. What are we going to discover down here? Maybe a 5-star hotel. No. Okay, it's quite interesting over here. We've just got a car park down here. Bonjour, ça va? Ça va? So you wouldn't get that in Goutor. Right, here we go. Yeah, just a car park. You guys know what a car park looks like. Don't need to show you that. Let's go back up. Yeah, check it out. It's pretty cool architecture, this, isn't it? All these kind of really weird, brutalist structures. It really does feel like we should be in, like, you know, St. Petersburg or, you know, somewhere in Russia. Wow, check out. Look at this kind of pointy building over here. You just see, it looks absolutely extraordinary. And just around here, you see all these brutalist blocks that we've got. We've got that really typical thing of having a shop on the bottom floor, and just above we've got all this brutalist architecture. So it really is quite extraordinary. Well, it just goes on and on and on. Wow, let's go up these steps. See where they take us. Kind of reminds me of, you know, the Barbican or something like that in London. Just this kind of sprawling, great concrete jungle. You know, Wow, look at this. It really is quite extraordinary. It doesn't really look real. It looks so... God, it's just so French, isn't it? Wow. Looks like a kind of mushroom trip, to be honest. Apparently. You can see people always come here for a little smoke, nice ice lolly or something, maybe even a couple of beers, and then just look out here at the lovely view you get. Yeah, quite extraordinary. Bonjour, ça va? Ça va? Quoi? YouTube. YouTube, ouais. C'est votre magasin? Oh, je peux...
Where are you from?
England.
English?
Yes. Where are you from?
Bangladesh.
Bangladesh? Oh,
Asia.
nice, lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Alfie,
Nice to meet you.
can I have a look inside your shop? Merci. Merci, okay, cool. Just having a look inside this... Sorry?
Very nice.
Very nice. Okay, good, thank you. Right, so I've just been very kindly allowed to... YouTube. Around this guy's shop, just having a look. Bonjour. Yeah, it's kind of, again, an Islamic shop. You can see, you know, various Islamic clothes, obviously the sort of Islamic headdress, the hijab being sold here. Various clothes for women in line with Islamic culture. And yeah, what else we got? Some jewelry.
Today was India's market.
Sorry?
India.
India, is it Indian? Okay.
To Indian.
Oh, okay.
Indians. What name is this today? Cleon.
Okay. Okay, interesting. Exciting. Here we've got another sort of Islamic or sort of Arabic place. This is selling kind of oud and stuff like that. Let's see if we can have a look inside. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Ça va?
Ça va et vous?
Oh, très bien. So again, obviously a big part of Arab culture is kind of ouds, like fragrances that you can have. So here, lots of different selections. Kismets, velvet donor. You can see, I don't know if these are for men or for women, but yeah, they look very, very cool. All smell very nice. And you can see this basically just the whole shop is just different types of ouds. Comment ça va la vie à Saint Denis? C'est bon? Oh, très bien. Moi je l'aime beaucoup. C'est bon. Merci. There you go. Seems like people like it here, you know, it's a nice place to live. Very interesting. Bonjour, ça va? Bonjour. Well, it's so funny, this camera really is like a kind of repellent for tourist scams. You know, people will sort of come up to me trying to sell me something, and they'll see I've got a camera and they'll just kind of leave me alone. They'll say, oh, c'est bien monsieur, you know. So yeah, it's really good way to kind of show you mean business, you know, you're not just some gullible tourist. Really have made it out to deepest Saint Denis. We've been on the metro, we've been on the tram, we've wandered around the apartment blocks. Don't really know what else there is to do. See here, lots of sort of people selling stuff on the streets just outside the main station here. Just looking to maybe make some money from kind of tourists and stuff like that. Selling, you know, electronics, cigarettes. It's something you see all over Europe, especially these days, like we saw it at the Gare du Nord. Seeing it here as well. Just, yeah, people come here and they're looking to try to make some money to support themselves, and that's the best they can do, is just sort of try and sell cheap goods from China to tourists like me. In 1961, during the Algerian War of Independence. The Algerian community in this part of Saint Denis staged a huge protest, one that was heavily suppressed by the French police. Many Algerians were thrown into prison, and many, unfortunately, were killed, some of their bodies being thrown into the River Seine. This terrible incident serves as a reminder of the challenges that France and many other European countries have faced in trying to unite their diverse population in a unified image of what it means to be French and what it means to be European. A struggle that continues to this day and upon which the future of Europe depends. Well, I decided that there's nothing for it but to try and check out one of these places over here. Let's see if I can go in with the camera. Bonjour, ça va? Well, I think it's time to order yet another espresso. Because there's nothing else to do in Saint Denis. So yeah, I'm just gonna get another espresso, have that, maybe get something to eat, maybe try and find a mosque or something to have a look around. Yeah, pretty cool place. Bonjour monsieur, ça va? Ah, très bien. So you can really see that this is a big part of the culture of the Algerian communities here. Bonjour, ça va?
En français ou anglais?
Oh, anglais, anglais, yes.
Can I ask you some questions quickly?
Of course, yes.
Because I'm a YouTuber too.
Are you really?
Yes. This stopped my YouTube channel.
Really?
You know,
Really?
yes. Because I live in Africa.
Oh, really?
I was live here and I moved to Africa. So in Africa, people don't hire. Ils sont pas habitués aux caméras. They don't used to see people vlog.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so
They're more
very
shy. Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
my YouTube channel stopped because of that.
That's so sad.
So
Yeah.
when I see you, it's like a revelation.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm so glad.
do it.
Yeah.
I can do it too.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
that's
ma'am.
cool. Yeah, yeah.
Sorry for your video.
No, not at all, not at all. Good to connect with another YouTuber. You know?
Okay, cool.
What's your channel called?
Move to Africa.
Move to Africa. Okay,
With a K. This is yours.
That's
your,
me.
Your
Yeah,
channel.
yeah. Where are you from in Africa?
From Congo, Kinshasa.
Congo. Okay.
Congo, yeah. And you? Where are you from?
England. I went to Goutte d'Or yesterday.
Couteau.
Goutte d'Or.
Couteau. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of big Algerian community there.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. But I had a similar experience with you where I was filming everyone and they got really angry.
Ah, yeah. Like the big scary.
Yeah, it was a bit scary. Yeah, I had to kind of run away. Well, pleasure to meet you.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, you too. Take care.
I appreciate it.
Wow, there we go. So I just met a fellow vlogger here in the streets of Paris. Not every day you get to say that. But he said in his home country it was kind of a similar thing. Bonjour, un café? Merci. But yeah, I can tell this is like the hangout spot. This is where you want to be. Where the cool kids hang out. Bonjour, ça va?
You taking the video this side or this side?
This side, yeah. You don't want to be in?
No, but you have a very beautiful camera.
Oh, thank you, yes. Merci. Yeah. Alright, so second espresso of the day. Let's go. That's about all there is to do here in France, just drink espressos. Let's see if I can take it outside. Is there any space outside? Bonjour, ça va? Ouais. Ah, très bien. Vous êtes ici?
Ouais, toujours là.
Toujours là?
Non, c'est pas toujours à Saint Denis.
Ok.
À l'Espagne, à la Suisse, à la Hollande, tout.
Ah, ok, ok.
Tout le monde.
Ah, enchanté.
Merci, toi aussi. Bon courage.
Quoi?
Bon courage, toi aussi.
Oh, merci, merci.
Gentil, voilà.
Merci. Okay. Tunisien. Algérien. Oh, okay. Very bien. Getting an insight into the. Quoi?
Tu connais Massal?
Massa.
Comment il s'appelle? Comment il s'appelle?
Oh, Egyptian. There's Egyptian.
Parla italiano?
Oh, sì, sì.
Italiano, espagnol.
Spagnolo, spagnolo no? Italiano sì? Parli italiano? Oh.
Sei italiano?
No, sono inglese.
Da dove?
Ma Londra? Sì, sì. E tu?
Egiziano.
Egiziano? Ah. Ma come mai parli italiano?
Che ho vissuto in Italia.
Ah, bello. Piacere.
Quelque chose, tu manger.
Forse più tardi, dopo.
Sérieusement, là, t'inquiète pas, juste là.
Ok, ok. Merci.
Merci beaucoup, au revoir, bonne journée.
Bonne journée. Take care. Okay, getting insight into the sort of different cultures of people who live here. I can't tell if that guy said he was Algerian or Tunisian or what, but certainly was very friendly. So yeah, gonna enjoy this espresso. Haven't got any water, sadly. But it's alright, I'll survive. Yeah. What a fascinating place I found here in Saint Denis. Merci, monsieur. Okay, so I'm just inside this toilet here in the cafe, and it's just quite interesting. Got an Arabic graffiti up there. If anyone speaks Arabic, let me know what that means. I'd love to know. Yeah. But what I find really interesting about this is they have a little bottle of water here, and I've seen this in a lot of sort of majority sort of Arabic places here in France. And I think it's because in Arab culture there's a big thing about washing like your bum, basically, like after you go to the toilet. It's a big part of Islam, like to practice wudu, cleanliness, and it's sort of transferred to just Arab culture in general. They're much more sort of stringent about cleaning themselves up after taking shit. So yeah, I think that's what that's there for. Might be completely wrong, but yeah, if you ever go to a toilet in one of these places, don't drink that. Don't drink that. That's not what it's there for. So again, you can just see over here, big part of these places you have a bit of gambling that you can do while you're having a coffee. So over here you can see this is the lottery, you just take one of these. I don't really know how it works, but you know, bet on the horses, do the bingo or something like that. And who knows, maybe even win some money and, you know, take it home to your friends and family. Anyway, let's head out. What a fascinating place. Wow, I'm really glad I was really properly allowed to go inside Bellevue Cafe. Yeah, let's head on, try and find somewhere to eat maybe, and yeah, let's go. So I'm just looking at this place over here. This looks like quite an interesting place to possibly get some food. I'm not sure what kind of cuisine it is. Looks like obviously something from North Africa. A lot of sort of lentils and stuff like that. Tagine. Yeah, maybe let's go in and see if we're allowed to film first of all. Qu'est-ce qu'il faut recommander?
Oui, crayon, bien fleuve, en poulet, légumes.
Okay, le poulet? That's tout, yeah. You can see some various Middle Eastern sweets. God, they look really cool.
Emporter ou sur place?
Sur place, s'il vous plaît. Merci. Merci. C'est quoi nationalité?
Algérienne.
Algérienne. Ah,
Ouais.
Je comprends, merci. Merci.
Non, ça c'est pas pour vous.
Oh, pardon.
Installez-vous.
Oh, weird. sorry, too keen. Oops, almost took someone else's food. Just so excited to be here in this Algerian restaurant. Bonjour. if anyone's watching this video, go check out my previous video about Grenfell Tower, because it's doing horrendously, so it needs all the help it can get. Yeah, but anyway, so we come to this place here, and I've ordered, I don't really know what it's called, but this kind of, it's a bit like a pizza, I guess, but it's kind of a bit of chicken inside that. Some water as well. And yeah, let's tuck in and see what it's like here in this Algerian restaurant in Saint Denis. Oh, c'est quoi?
Un thé à la menthe.
Oh, merci. Très gentil. This guy's very kind, he just gave me some delicious tea. Wow, that's really nice. Okay, let's see what it's like. I guess I'll just eat it like this. Right, so time to have this tea. I remember some guy telling me that like the thing with tea in the Middle East is there's obviously a lot of the food in the Middle East, especially in North Africa, it's quite kind of carby. You know, you see there quite a lot of carbs. So you want to have some tea afterwards to kind of stop you from feeling bloated. So yeah, just enjoy this. I think also it's a bit of sugar. In the Middle East, they put quite a lot of sugar in their teas. Let's try a bit of this. So it's difficult, obviously you want to be careful about who you're filming here, you know. Some people are a bit more hostile, a bit more unfriendly, but on the whole people are pretty, like, when they're willing to be filmed, they are pretty nice, pretty accommodating. You see this guy's just giving me some free tea, so, you know, I'm assuming it's free, maybe he's going to give me a big check at the end, but yeah, good bunch of guys. Would I come at night time? Probably not, but in the day, it's pretty calm. Oh dear, I just realised I accidentally put some salt in this tea instead of, I thought this was sugar, but it's actually salt. Such a tourist, honestly. Let's have some water just to wash it all down. So over here you just see we've got some Islamic art on the wall over here. There's a little phrase here in Arabic, I'm not quite sure what it means. Ça veut dire quoi ça?
Quran Karim.
There's a Quran. Oh, okay.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Okay, okay. So it's one of the verses in the Quran. Merci. Oh, monsieur, est-ce que vous savez où est le grand mosquée?
Le mosquée?
Oui. Tu sais pas, okay, pas de problème, merci. So I'm just trying to find the Grand Mosque here in Saint Denis. There's quite a big one of the biggest ones in the city. It's around here somewhere. I just asked that random guy, who he doesn't seem to know. I think he might actually have been Sikh because he was wearing a kind of headdress. So hopefully I haven't offended him by thinking he was Muslim. I didn't ask him because I thought he was Muslim. I just thought, you know, you should, maybe he'd know where it is because he lives here, but maybe not. But yeah, let's try and ask some of the locals. My Wi-Fi's not really working, so yeah. Monsieur, est-ce que vous savez où est le grand mosquée?
Mosquée?
Oui.
Pour faire la prière?
Ouais, je suis youtubeur et je veux filmer ça pour la vidéo, si c'est possible.
Il n'y a pas un grand mosquée.
Oh non?
Juste un petit.
Ok, ok. Et de Paris, ok. Pas d'ici, ok.
Ici, non. Ici, il y a que les petits mosquées.
Ok.
Le gros, il est à Paris.
Ok, merci.
C'est quoi? Vous avez une chaîne?
Ah oui, oui.
C'est quoi?
Il s'appelle Yesman. C'est un plaisir. Enchanté.
Courage.
Courage, merci. And what a lovely bunch of people here in Sanden. Really, yeah, wow, they just really charm me. Wow, lovely bunch of people here. When they want to be on camera and stuff, people are really friendly. Yeah, they said there isn't like a big mosque in Saint Denis, which is contrary to what I've researched. I thought there was like a massive mosque somewhere. I've got it on my list of things to do here. They said there's one in the centre of Paris, but not out here in the suburbs. So yeah, mosque. But I'm still skeptical. See over here we've got something quite interesting. This is a closed down bar brasserie, Le Trio du Théâtre. Wow, I find this place so interesting. Just look inside there. Look at what once was. You know, how long do you think this has been shut for? Maybe 10 years? Just see it's all boarded up like that. Yeah. See an old brand image for Stella Artois. And yeah, I wonder how long it's been shut for. But it's so fascinating to see these places kind of frozen in time. Yeah, let's keep wandering on. Okay, so just had a look at Google Maps, and it turns out there is the socio-cultural centre Tahed, which we're going to check out. Which I don't think it's a mosque as such, but it's definitely sort of an Islamic cultural centre. And you know, I'm very interested in. Obviously, this is quite a multicultural area. It's not just Islam that has a presence here, but I'm quite interested in Islam in the West. So we're going to go check it out. Wow. It's beautiful. Look at the size of that building up there. Absolutely enormous. Yeah, Tawheed is quite an interesting concept. It's an Arabic word, and it basically refers to the real commitment that Islam has to pure monotheism, which is the idea that there is just one God and there's nothing like him in the world, which is very different, or relatively different from kind of the Christian understanding of God, which is that he's a trinity of persons. He's Jesus, but he's also God the Father, and he's also the Holy Spirit. In traditional Islamic theology, that idea, that notion of God being three in one, is they see it as polytheism. They see it as like a grave sin, like to believe that, which just demonstrates just how committed Islam is to pure monotheism. Again, something they inherited from the Jews, who are similarly very, very strict monotheists. Wow, look at what we've walked in on here in Saint Denis. I was not expecting to find this. This is just a little outdoor market here in the suburbs. Wow, it's enormous. Look at it. Let's see if any of it takes our fancy. You've got some designer shoes you can buy here. Very nice. And some robes and stuff. Bonjour. Qu'est-ce que vous vendez ici? C'est le
artisanat de Madagascar.
De Madagascar? Wow, incroyable. Et c'est le corps de zébou?
Zébou, oui,
wow.
C'est le corps.
Wow. Il y a les zébus en Madagascar? Oh wow. Très très cool. Merci.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. Fascinating. That woman was selling zebra tusk sort of combs and stuff. I didn't even know there were zebras in Madagascar, but yeah, there you go. Just shows how little you know. Oh wow! Look what we've got over here. Some French buskers. Je fais comme le vlogging. Je voulais visiter ce part de Paris parce que c'est très intéressant. Et tu aimes Paris?
Ouais, c'est pas mal, ouais.
C'est pas mal, ouais, c'est vrai.
Lui, ouais. Beaucoup, comme ça, beaucoup de travail. Tu travailles beaucoup, tout.
Oui.
Parce que lui, il a deux madames.
Deux madames?
C'est pour ça qu'il fait beaucoup d'argent.
C'est pas vrai, il dit des bêtises, c'est pas vrai.
Oui, Nana, lui, il a deux madames, il a beaucoup d'argent.
Non, une, c'est compliqué déjà.
Une.
Una.
Très bien, très bien. Deux madames très chères.
Oui, déjà c'est bien.
Oui.
Une, c'est mieux.
Vraiment.
Oui, là, madame.
Oh, bonjour.
Vous êtes sérieux là? Qu'est-ce qui se passe?
Je fais une vidéo de ce marché pour YouTube. C'est très intéressant. C'est comment ici dans le marché?
Ben, le marché, c'est convivial.
Oui.
Ça attire un peu toutes les générations.
Ah, ok.
Voilà.
Oh, enchanté.
Enchanté.
Merci.
Je vous en prie.
Oh, what a lovely couple running that little sewing place over there. That guy came up to me and said he has 2 wives. He has 2 wives. And I was like, really? Wow. But he said no, one. One is enough. One is enough. Bonjour. Bonjour. Bonjour, ça va?
Ça va?
Très bien, et vous?
Oui, ça va, ça va.
Ah, très bien.
C'est bien le marché.
Oui.
Samedi.
J'adore l'ambiance de ce marché. Oui.
Très bien, ouais.
Enchanté, merci beaucoup. Bonne journée. Wow, people of Saint Denis, they've really charms me. I can't turn the corner with them. You know, I feel like I've got them on side all of a sudden. Bonjour. They're actually really nice. You know, there's a bit of a reputation of the French, especially the Parisians, being a little bit cold, a little bit hard to talk to. But here in the suburbs, people are pretty friendly. Combien de temps vous êtes ici en France?
Moi, 7 ans.
Quoi?
7 ans.
7 ans. 7 ans.
7.
Ah. Et tu aimes ça ici? Non. Pourquoi?
Après moi, un peu mal.
Tu veux retourner?
Ouais.
Ah.
Ça va?
Ça va. Hop. Enchanté.
Merci. Thank you.
Au revoir. Bonne chance. Okay, what a friendly bunch of people from those guys from Marley. You don't get many immigrants in the UK who come from Marley, but in France there are quite a lot. I think Marley used to be a French colony. So it's kind of natural that people end up here because they speak French anyway. But they said, oh, I don't like it here. It's very, yeah, I don't like it. They want to go back to Mali in the future. Obviously, it's quite tough to make money here in their situation. Literally just all they've got to do is sell cigarettes. Like clearly not much other opportunities for them, which is a tough life, kind of buying cigarettes from people like me to people like me. You know, it's not great. Yeah, on we go. So over here behind me, we have the Tahed Cultural Centre. So I'm just gonna have a look at what it's like in here. First impressions are obviously you got some Islamic dress. This is for the men. It's the kind of stuff that you often see people wearing if they're going into the mosque. Some dates. I think Prophet Muhammad ate a lot of dates. It's like part of the sunnah, the sort of way of Islam is sort of copying things that Muhammad did, and Muhammad ate a lot of dates, so I think that's partly why the dates are there. Here we've got some prayer mats by the looks of things. You know, when you pray in Islam, it's obviously it's quite a physical thing. You know, you sort of prostrate towards Mecca, and so people will do that on a mat that faces towards the Kaaba in Saudi Arabia. And now let's have a look inside. Bonjour. Je peux faire une vidéo ici? Merci. Okay, fascinating. Well, I've just been allowed to show you guys here. Again, you see this is a really cool place. A lot of books. Books about monotheism, alcohol. Obviously, alcohol is haram in Islam. The Salah, the prayer for kids. Book about atheism, the dangers of atheism. We've got a children's book about the hadiths, the kind of secondary literature to the Quran. Obviously, everyone knows the holy book of the Quran in Islam, but you also have the hadiths, which are kind of like, can't really think of a comparison in Christianity, but it's kind of a bunch of sayings that were attributed to the Prophet Muhammad and his companions. and so it's very important to understand that if you want to properly practice the sunnah, the way of life of Muhammad. Some more books here, obviously various, some are in Arabic, some are in French. Some more Islamic dress over here. You can see you can buy a kind of collection of books. That must all go together in some kind of collection. L'importance du Tahed. So here we go. The importance of Tahed. There you go. Do you guys believe me now just how important Tahed is in Islam? Here's a book about the oneness of Allah. That Arabic writing there just says Allah. So yeah, it's a pretty vital part of the Islamic tradition. And you can see here we've got this sort of black box, and some of you might recognise it. There's actually an emoji of this. This is the Kaaba in Saudi Arabia. So obviously we all know that, well, most of us probably know that when Muslims pray, they pray towards the east, they pray towards Mecca, but they pray specifically towards one thing in Mecca, which is the Kaaba, which is known as kind of, in Arabic it's also called Bait Allah, which means kind of the house of God. And it is, according to the Islamic tradition, it's this sort of site that was set up by Abraham, or Ibrahim in the Islamic tradition, by God as kind of his house on earth. So that's quite interesting. Merci. There we go. That's a really fascinating look inside the Islamic Cultural Centre. Yeah, what an interesting place. Really getting insights into the Muslim community that lives here in Paris. You know, the sort of Algerian heritage that they have, and you know, their sort of religious practices. So all very fascinating. But yeah. Bonjour. Okay, so I'm just kind of wandering around the streets of Saint Denis now. And it looks like there is a mosque. It's a bit of a walk away, but got nothing else to do, so I might as well check it out. And it looks quite impressive, so we're going to go there and see if we're allowed in. Maybe I can show you guys a bit more of an insight into what bonjour. A bit more of an insight into what the religious life is like for the Algerian and the Moroccan Muslims who live here. Okay, it's a good half an hour walk, so don't say I don't treat you guys to the full experience on the Yes Man channel. Well, that was really quite dodgy. I just saw someone get pulled over to the side of the road and asked if they could check through his boots by the police. So yeah, I don't know what was going on there, but obviously I think in this area there are kind of drugs and stuff problems, so yeah, pretty interesting. But over here we've got something quite cool. This is what I think is the Haitian flag. Obviously in Haiti people speak, well, they speak a sort of Creole dialect of French, but French is still the official language there. Let's go check out the shop. Let's find out for sure. Bonjour. Ceci est un magasin Haitian? Haiti. Ah, très bien, très bien. Je peux regarder? Merci. Yeah, so this is a Haitian shop. Never been inside a Haitian shop before, but let's have a look. It's pretty cool. Some spiced rum. Sports shake. See, the guy there was sort of correcting my pronunciation of Haiti. Terribly embarrassing. Wow. Again, hate to labour the point here, but just look at these fish you get. Look at that. Those white pink fish. Not really coming up very well on the camera, but that is really rather cool. I'll tell you what, it's a bit rude if we don't get something because I feel like I'm filming. Let's buy something. Why not? What can we get? Some Haitian drink. Any of my viewers from Haiti, tell me what to get. Seulement ça. 50 centimes. Merci. We got a little trip into that Haitian shop. Bonjour. Just need to go down here. Haiti is a really fascinating country because it's one of the few occupied countries or sort of colonies that was overthrown by a violent attack by the native population. There was a Haitian military group that just basically took over the country. You know, most of the countries that were occupied by the French and the British as colonies, there was a sort of democratic election, like a referendum, or some kind of peaceful transfer of power. But Haiti is one of the few places where there was quite a violent overthrow of the French government there. The Haitians were quite religious people. Obviously, officially the religion is Catholicism in Haiti, but there's still quite a strong emphasis on voodooism, because obviously a lot of the Haitians were all originally from Africa. You know, it was a sort of slave colony if you go back far enough. So and a lot of them sort of put down the success of the upheaval of power down to the sort of faith that the Haitian people have for their native voodoo religion. Shit, well, we're back in the Gare de Saint Denis. Someone's taking a piss by bonjour. Someone's taking a piss in a bush right in front of me in like full vision of everyone. God, what a weird place. So yeah, we're going to cross over to the Ile de Saint Denis, and the mosque is somewhere over here. Ça va?
Oui, ça va.
Bonjour. Oui, ça va.
Non, non, ouais.
Oh. Désolé. Kissing my teeth at me. Who does he think he is? So here we're just walking down this little street in Saint Denis. This is quite interesting. Just all these shops on the bottom, and then look at this, just this massive high-rise flat on top. I love this kind of architecture. I think it's so cool. See it all across Europe. Just really, yeah, something I really like about it. You know, you've got a little random shop there. Not quite sure what it's selling, and then yeah, just above, there you go. You've got a kebab shop, a little cafe. Bonjour, ça va? Ça va?
Ça va et toi?
Ah, très bien, oui. Ah oui, oui. Comment ça va la vie ici?
Ça va, ça va.
Ça va, très bien. Je cherche le mosquée. C'est près d'ici, la mosquée?
Tout droit.
Ok, fantastique. Merci à vous. Wow, what a cool little... Bonjour, bonjour. What a cool little place. So, yeah. According to those guys, the mosque should be down here. Right, we've made it here to the main mosque of Saint Denis. The, can't remember what this one's called, but it's the biggest one that I could find in the city. It looks like it's closed, but I'm just going to try and get in. Possibly maybe speak to some people, be interesting too, but it's not looking terribly promising. It's locked, sadly. Let's see. But it's a pretty impressive building, as you guys can see. A lot of these mosques in the Western world, you know, often they don't have very much money to build like a full mosque in the sort of traditional Islamic style. It'll often just be an old building that used to be, you know, something else. But you see here, this looks like it's a new build. It's been built specifically for the purpose of Islamic worship. You can see that by the kind of circular shapes around the door. And then obviously you've got the big dome on the top, which you guys can just see just over here. So it is quite a, yeah, That's over there, look at that dome. So it's quite an impressive building. Yeah, and that's where the Muslim community of sort of Algerians, Tunisians, Moroccans, whatever else, will go to pray, do the salats, to come on the Friday and stuff like that. And that's where the sort of spiritual life of the Muslim community here will go. Yeah, pretty fascinating. Anyway, got to get back to the to where I'm staying this evening. I'm actually meeting someone for dinner, but while we've got some time, I just thought let's go grab a beer somewhere, you know, and just kind of see off the evening, see off the afternoon here in Saint Denis. So let's go. So this is the evening in central Saint Denis. As you see, people just coming out, sort of enjoying the evening sun. People out here sort of selling drinks and snacks and stuff like that. And just up here there are a few bars that we're going to go and check out, get a beer or something. I'm really gagging for a piss actually, so yeah. Bonjour, bonjour. Je peux prendre un bière? Un bière? Quoi? C'est là, oui. Merci. Half, yes, perfect. Okay, well, I've made it here to this bar. Just got a still tour over here. Yeah, just gonna sit down, enjoy. Really giving you guys exclusive access into life here in Saint Denis. Like I say, people are a bit funny about filming, so I'll only film myself, but it's a really remarkable place. It's such a privilege to be able to come somewhere like this and sort of see what life is like. It's really annoying. I'm gagging for a piss, but I just think probably shouldn't leave my drink unguarded. Just gonna have to endure it like a man. Another thing I really like about these little places in France that I've discovered is you can kind of just drink literally at the bar. After COVID, like we all just stopped doing this in pubs in the UK. Like if you go to a pub in the UK, you'll know like we never drink at the bar anymore. I think people used to a bit more. But then along came COVID, along came all the fucking QR codes and everything, and now everyone just sits in their own little table and, you know, doesn't really, it's all so kind of sanitized and, you know, segregated. But here in this kind of off the beaten track cafe that I found, you know, and like a lot of places I've seen in Paris, you can still drink at the bar. It's kind of a normal thing to do. There are lots of other people around me who are drinking at the bar. And it's kind of nice, you know, you can sort of stand there, chat to the waitress, you know. Yeah, it's nice. We should bring it back in the UK for sure. Also, there just aren't any seats anywhere else, so there's that as well.
Merci.
Merci. Let's check out the toilets in this establishment. Interesting, no water bottle this time. That's very interesting. Oh, there we go. That was a very fascinating trip around the Royal Vicky. Yeah, really fascinating. Nice people, really cool place. And yeah, just gonna head back to the station now, and yeah, probably round this one up. I'll just go back this evening. But yeah, what a fascinating little place this has been, Saint Denis, here on this nice Sunday evening. Bonjour. Vous n'êtes pas dans la vidéo. Vous n'êtes pas. Anyway, let's go. Okay, well, we've made it back here to the Gare Saint Denis, the Saint Denis station. And yeah, I'm gonna get back on the metro, head back to central Paris. But yeah, what a fascinating place. I've really taken a lot away from this. Really interesting, and I definitely recommend people to visit if you want to see kind of some cool cultural stuff. You know, people are very friendly. Obviously some of them are a bit scared about the camera, which I understand, but by and large I've had very good interactions with people that have been pretty nice, and I've not got a lot of bad things to say about this. So yeah, definitely come, definitely visit, and yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys. See you all very soon.